for generation after generation means forever, that Hashem should be king forever in terms of time. So Hashem, as we spoke already about the fact that Malchus, which is kingship, is the source of time and space, our world, our reality is made out of time and space. We want the Malchus of Hashem not just to create time and space, but to be revealed in the reality of time and space. So good evening. What's tonight? Tonight is the eve of the 22nd half base of Teives, Baruch Hashem. And we are holding in the Maimar Ronnie ושמחי from Parshas Miketz in Torah Or. It's the 4th chapter, the 5th actually, and we are on page Parshas Miketz, you can call it page 73 or Lamed Zayin, and it's on the left side. ובזה יובן מה שכתוב רוני ושמחי בס ציון. But before we move on, we want to go over the review questions that Michla in her kindness prepared for us. Number 1, 2 forms of service, מלמעלה למטה and מלמטה למעלה, which is Rina and which is Simcha.
Okay, so Rina is milmata lemaila.
Okay.
And Simcha is milmaila lemata.
And what is the nature of Rina and what is the nature of Simcha?
Rina is yearning to get close to Hashem.
Right.
Simcha is the ability to absorb to a certain degree atzmus.
Is the rejoicing of bringing really? Down Or and Sof, and therefore Or and Sof is revealed to us. So it's milamala lemata, as you call it. It's the simcha that comes along with Giloy Or and Sof, that we are mamshich through Torah and Mitzvos. Very good. Number 2. In Avodah, which goes first, Rina or Simcha?
In our Avodah, it's Rina.
In our Avodah, it's Rina.
In order for us to be able to have a keli for the Avodah of Simcha, we have to do Rina first.
Right. Why is that?
Because that experience of the darkness, of the distance, creates in us a yearning.
We're saying that what is the Simcha? The Simcha is a special avodah that is unique to people, differently than Malachim. They only have the avodah of yearning to be included in the Elyon, in the above. They don't have the avodah of bringing Or and Sof down, which we have through Torah and Mitzvos. But in order for that light to be sensed, to be revealed in our nefesh, and therefore to cause that simcha, we need to do the avodah of Rina first. Why? Because it's not enough just to do Torah and Mitzvos. A person can his whole life just learn Torah and Mitzvos. He grew up like that. So it's part of his life in Olam Hazeh. He learns Torah and Mitzvos. He's used to it. That's his habit. That's okay as far as bringing down Or and Sof to this world. However, if we want this light to be revealed in his nefesh, in our nefesh, to be revealed to us, for that we have to have the awareness and the yearning that the reason why we do Torah and Mitzvahs is because we want to connect with that which is above us, with that which is infinitely above us. And we are so yearning to connect, to attach ourselves to him. And that's the neshama of our Torah and Mitzvos. So the mechanism of bringing Or and Sof down is Torah and Mitzvos. However, the neshama of it is the Rina, is the yearning to come close to Hashem. That which can bring us eventually to the experiencing of Or Ein Sof intimately right there with us. If we do by rote, like, we can daven by rote, we can say the words, and I can say a lot of words, my mind can be completely somewhere else. Or, I say bracha, and my mind is somewhere else. Or, it depends how much neshama you have in your performance of Torah and Mitzvos. You do Torah and Mitzvos, you bring Elokus down. But if you want it to be revealed to you in your consciousness, it depends how much of you is invested in terms of the soul of your Torah and Mitzvos. And the soul of the Torah and Mitzvos has to be this constant yearning to go out of the restrictions and the limitations and the jail of our body and nefesh bahamis and living in this materialistic world and so on, and the wish to exit and to be released and redeemed of this so we can be really close to Hashem. And that's behind our Torah and Mitzvos. And when that is there, then we will feel Or Ein Sof. It will be revealed to us. And then we will feel the simcha that comes along with it when this Or Ein Sof is revealed through this Ava Rabba that is awakened in us, that is beyond the limitation of logic. Number 3, how is this supported from the narrative of creation? Vayi erev, vayi boker yom echad. First comes evening and then comes morning. Means.
But we have the pasuk Yetzer Or V'Rei Chayshech. It looks like the opposite.
That's milamata lemaila. If you want to know milamata lemaila, you start first Yetzira and then Bria. Yetzer Or and
But
Bora Choshech.
Or and Chayshech is the other way around, though. Oh, I see. Our side is.
It's milamata lemaila. Yetzer Or u'Bora Choshech. Or is really from the divine perspective. Or is lower than Choshech, which means what is for us Or, for Hashem, is lower. It means he had to metzamtzem himself more in order to reveal to us what to us looks like Or. And then Bria, which is higher than Yetzirah, is Choshech.
So
but
what
in
is
terms of the Seder, if you go milamala lamata, or the Seder or Bria, is first comes, in terms of time, first comes Choshech and then comes Or. First comes the avodah of Renana Beramsa in the night, Midas Halayla, and then comes Or, avodah Sayom, which is Gilui of Or Ein Sof. 4, how far is man capable of reaching in his desire to connect to Hashem? What opens up the possibility for man to reach higher? He can only reach
Tzidkascha, right? Malchus.
Right, Tzidkascha. He can only reach the source of creation. Because when we yearn, we have a this is really, if you want to make it easier, you can say also that this is the difference between us and the Malachim.
Right.
The Malachim can only, because their shoresh is really only for Malchus, of Tzilus, the way it is in Bria and Yetzirah, they cannot reach in their desire to come closer to Hashem more than the shoresh of Nivaim, which is Malchus. But we can reach higher. You know why? Because we are made not only for Malchus. We have the entire Shem Havaya in us. That's how the Alter Rebbe explains in the bio to this Mama. You can read it yourself in Torah Or. And he said, we have the entire Shem Havaya. We have also not only Malchus, we have Zoh, we have Bina, and we have Chochmah, and even higher. And therefore we can reach Or Ein Sof itself, Elokus itself, not only Malchus. Higher than Malchus. Higher than the way Elokus relates to the Nivraim, meaning the way Elokus is in relation to itself. This is how far we can reach. What was the question? How far can? Okay, what opens up possibility to elav velo lemidoisav? Then we have the ability. Malachim don't, but we have the ability to, when we reach Tzidkascha, when we reach Malchus or Batzilus, to expect to experience elav velo lemidoisav, which means we want to bond to Or Ein Sof the way he's in Malchus. to Or and Sof itself, himself, itself, to Elokus itself. Clear? In the pasuk, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום. What is הדברים מצווך אנוכי?
Devarim is Torah and Mitzvos.
Yes?
Anaichi is the level of Anaichi Misha Anaichi, which is what you were discussing, the higher than Havaya.
Atzmus Hashem, Hashem in relation to himself.
That's the connecting.
The connector, right?
So this was the concept of the mitzvahs being evarim, that through the through pulling on the evarim, you get the whole person, you get the whole body.
And also each and every evar, each and every organ is mamshich another koyach, like by a person. One thing is that if I pull your arm, I can pull your whole self. But another thing is that each limb of your body is mamshich another koyach. The eyes are megale koach ha're'iyah, the ears are megale koach ha'shmiya, and so on, and the brain is megale koach ha'sechel. And so too in Hashem, every mitzvah is megale another or eloki.
Is it a different or eloki that it's megala?
Yes. Every mitzvah is megale another or eloki. Like he gave the mitzvah, the tefillin in Samach Vav we are learning, that tefillin is inyan of moichin, of Chabad. Oros, Tosefes Oros, additional lights in the intellectual spheres.
And I thought that we are through the mitzvah we get anaichi misha anaichi. So there's no divisions there.
Yes, but we mamshich Tosefes Or. It will be a Tosefes Or for Anochi, for, let's say when you give tzedakah, you mamshich additional light from Or and Sof into Midas HaChesed.
Okay.
You are touching Or and Sof. You are bringing more into Or and Sof, more revealing, more Or Eloki. In a manner of Chesed, in a manner of Gvura. It depends what you want to awaken, what you want to mamshich. But obviously it's all Or and Sof. It's the Or and Sof within the Midah. The Midah is just the Keli. But from where, it's like you have you want to a traffic light to shine brighter. It's too dim. You want more light. So it's not just, it's not that you okay, could be that the glasses, the plastic or the glass that covers the light there, it needs to be clean. But let's say it basically, it's not about that glass that covers the light. You need to get a stronger light. And when the stronger light, then you have a stronger red light and stronger green light. All the midas, each one will shine more.
But I thought they're describing that each mitzvah, like the different, the kayach of the eye or the kayach of the hand, different kind of light. And is it such a thing as different kind of light if you're on the level of anaichi?
It's just the way Anochi reveals itself. Like the nefesh itself, right? Nefesh itself has different colors.
Okay.
And the nefesh can be revealed in different, manifest itself in different ways. When it is revealed, when it relates to kelim, then it depends. If you want to have re'iyah, if you want to have shmiya, if you want to have sechel, if you want to have hiluch, whatever you want to have. So what does it mean to mamshich Or and Sof? You're saying, well, if you mamshich atzmus, nothing else can exist. No distinctions can exist. No. The goal is to mamshich Or and Sof into kelim, into existence. Not that the kelim should disappear.
Right. Okay.
How do you do it? The Torah and Mitzvos. Torah and Mitzvos are really broadening our kelim to contain Or and Sof. And if you do it with kavanah, then we can see it all, we can experience it. It can be revealed to us. The way it comes down, the way Hashem chooses to manifest himself as a man. And that is through Ramach mitzvos aseh and Shasa mitzvos lo taseh, like we have 248 positive mitzvos and 365 negative mitzvos. And it begins with 10 spheres, which our 10 koiches are correlating to. And then it breaks down to 613 altogether. 248 and 365. Okay, 7. Mitzvahs are called Devarim de Malka. Here the Malka should be with the Aleph at the end. How
Oh,
does
sorry.
that explain the possibility to reach Hashem's essence?
The kayach of the neshama to see is through the eye. So the eye pulls that kayach from the neshama.
Yes.
So
Calls it to be revealed. Calls it to be revealed. So too, when we are doing a mitzvah, we are mamshich or and sof to be revealed in different ways. What is the ultimate simcha?
that we said was the Gilui Or inside from the Nefesh.
Yes, that's the ultimate simcha. Baruch Hashem. All right, very good. Thank you very much. This was very good, the review of chapter 4 of רוני ושמחי. Now we are starting ובזה יובן, as said in the beginning. We began, but we will go quickly through the beginning again. And now we are, after explaining Simcha and Rina, רוני ושמחי, we are going back to ובזה יובן מה שכתוב רוני ושמחי בת ציון. Now we have to understand what בת ציון is, the daughter of Tzion. כי כנסת ישראל בגלוס נקראת בת ציון. כנסת ישראל in Galus is called Bas Tzion by the Navi. So Bnei Israel in Galus are not called Tzion, they are called Bas Tzion, the daughter of Tzion. So Bas Tzion is Knesset Israel, is the Jewish soul in a condition of Galus. Uvi'ur inyan Tzion, so in order to understand Bas Tzion, we have to explain what Tzion is. וביאור עניין ציון יובן בהקדים להבין מה שכתוב ימלוך הווי לעולם אלוקייך ציון לדור ודור הללוקה. תהילים קמ"ו 146 פסוק 10 י'. So this is the pasuk that says ימלוך הווי לעולם, הווי should reign, should be king forever, Elokayich Tzion, your God Tzion, Elokayich Tzion, Ledor Vador, for generation after generation, means forever, Hallelujah. Praise Yudke Hashem. So to understand Bas Tzion, we have to understand Tzion. Uvi'ur ha'inyan, and especially what is Elokayich Tzion. So, Elokim is your Elokim, דווקא ציון. וביאור העניין, כי ליוס ימלוך השם לעולם, we already discussed it, that לעולם, and לדור ודור, ימלוך השם לעולם means בחינת מקום. לעולם means Hashem should be king in all space, in every place. לדור ודור בחינת זמן. So לדור ודור for generation after generation means forever, that Hashem should be king forever in terms of time. So Hashem, as we spoke already about the fact that Malchus, which is kingship, is the source of time and space, our world, our reality is made out of time and space. So we want the Malchus of Hashem, not just to create time and space, but to be revealed in the reality of time and space. Hainu al yedei bchinas Tzion. That is done through the principle of the aspect of Tzion. So when we say Malchuscha, Malchus kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor vador, in Ashrei, right? The Gilui of Malchus of Hashem in the world. How is it? Through Tzion. So we have to understand what is this Tzion. By the way, if there is Hashem b'simcha, bo lefanav birnana, when do we say it every day? Just to make sure.
Before Yehi Chavayit, Mizmar L'Saida.
Before, right after Bar Shama.
Right before Yehi Chavayit.
Right. So we say it every morning, right after in Mizmor Lesoida, right after Baruch She'amar. Okay, just want to make sure. In any case, in Asham we say Ledor Vador, Malchuscha Malchus Kol Olamim. We want the Gilu of Malchus of Hashem, and that in time and space, in our world, in our reality, and that is done through Tzion. Ki hine ksiv. So what is this Tzion? Ki hine ksiv betzalmeinu kidmuseinu. When Hashem created man, He creates man betzalmeinu kidmuseinu, like the image of God. What does it mean? Hen ramach pikudim, ramach evarim de malka. That means that we are also created in the divine image of having 248 limbs that are corresponding to the 248 divine precepts, the limbs of Hashem, which are the 248 positive mitzvos. V'hainu, what does it mean? Ruchnius ha-mitzvos veruchnius ha-Torah kemo shehen lemaila be'or ein sof baruch hu shehen hen betzalmeinu mamash. Which means the ruchnius of the mitzvahs and the ruchnius, the spirituality of the Torah, the way they are in Or and Sof, in the real place, which are in our image. So let's explain that. So in the Torah it says that man was created in the image of God. That from this we can understand that there is a level of God, of a light of Hashem, that is called Adam, which we are created in His image. As we mentioned last time, like in the Nebuah of Yecheskel, of the Merkava, of the chariot. So he says, Ve'al dmut hakiseh, on the image of the divine throne, the Merkava, dmus kemarei Adam alav. So Yecheskel saw an image like an image of man. Because in that level there is a tziyur Adam, kiviyachol. There is a tziyur of man, with 10 koichos, corresponding to the 10 spheres, the way they break down to 248 and 335, all together. Here the focus is the 248. Uche Pashut. Tomorrow morning, by the way, I think by Shgacha Pratis in Samach Vav, the Rebbe specifies, the Rebbe Rashab, right now I don't want to go into it, how it breaks down from 10 spheros to 248 mitzvos. Basically that we have, with Malchus is actualizing the higher 9 spheros, is 9 times 9, is, I say I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to explain. 9 times 9 is 81, and each sphere has toch, Rosh, Toch, and Sof, the inner, the middle, and the outer kelim of the sphere, and that's times 3, and that's 245, 243 times, and then plus 5, which is the 5 chasadim hamagdilim, it's called 5 chasadim that are the behind revelation, and that together is 248. But in any case, there is how it breaks down from 10 spheres to 248 mitzvahs and limbs of Hashem. In any case, simply the meaning is not that there is chas v'shalom any image, any physical image lemaila, God forbid. The kavana is the 248 mitzvahs. How Hashem chose to express Himself through 248 mitzvahs, which are the image of man. It's based on the 10 spheros. And they are called the 248 limbs of the king. Is how the king is now in a tziyur of a melech, he is a king, but he's a man in a tziyur of a man. It's not a physical tziyur, it's how Hashem manifests Himself through the 10 spheros. And this is the tzelem lemaila, the image lemaila. And the reason why the mitzvahs are compared to the limbs of the body is because each and every mitzvah are invested divine lights, like the every haguf in which the kochos hanefesh are invested. And the whole tochen of the inyan of the mitzvahs, by Hashem Yisbarach is Gilui of those spiritual lights. Like each, the objective of the Ivarei Aguf, the limbs of the body, is to be a vessel through which the koichos of the neshama can be revealed, like the sechel in the brain and the seeing in the eye and so on. This is the spiritual aspect of the Torah and Mitzvos. It's different oros of Or and different giluim of oros from Or and Sof. This is the spirituality of Torah and Mitzvos. אך גשמיוס המצוות, כמו שנסלבשו בעניינים גשמיים. What is the gashmius aspect of our Torah and Mitzvos? The way Torah discusses our physical reality. If somebody stole money from someone, or a cow, or we do mitzvah tefillin with them, we do with a parchment, and we light candles with oil, all physical matters. What about the physical aspect of our learning Torah and the physical aspect of our mitzvot? What are they? Tzitzis shel tzemer utfilin al aklaf, the tzitzis of wool and tefillin of parchment. What are they? הם רק בחינת ציון מלשון סימן. They are just like a ציון, like a mark, like a pointer, like a sign. כמו ציון המצוינת. ציון means many things. It means excellence. It means outstanding. It means unique. But it also means a mark, ציון. ציוני דרך is road marks. It's a pointer. דהיינו שהמצוות הגשמיוס הם רומזים להרוחניוס שבהם. The physical mitzvahs are just pointing and hinting to the spirituality, to the spiritual light in them. ועל ידם נמשך רוחניוס אור אין סוף ברוך הוא. And through these physical mitzvahs is nimshach, which are just the physical aspect of them is just a pointer to what really is on the agenda. What is the agenda is to bring down spiritual lights from Or and Sof. So this is the inyan of the name Tzion. Tzion is a mark, is a sign, is a pointer. These are the mitzvahs that Israel are metziyanim bahem. There's a lot to say about it. So the inner reason why mitzvahs are called tziyunim, marks, because mitzvahs, practical mitzvahs that we do here lamata in this world, are physical actions with physical objects, which are a pointer and a sign for the mitzvahs the way they are lemaila by Hashem. They are spiritual lights. And the action of the mitzvah down here is just a pointer to those spiritual divine lights that are coming down through the action of our mitzvah. Kemo, and again the Rebbe gives example. Talis v'tzitzis shel tzemer. Like a talis. The talis has a big piece of material, is a big piece of material from wool, and then it has the strings coming out of it. So what is this talis with the tzitzis, with the strings of wool? Bivchinas Torah Or kasalma. He brings the pasuk from Tehillim, 104 Kuf Dalet pasuk base. Torah Or kasalma, that Hashem is garbed. I'll explain in a moment. Hashem is garbed with light, like a salma, like a gown, like a garb. לבושיה כתלג חיוור, or לבושי כתלג חיוור. This is a quote from Daniel, chapter Zayin, pasuk tes. ושיער, so the garment of God is like a white snow, says Daniel, and שיער ראשי, the hair of his head is כאמר נקה, is like a clean wool. כי tzitzis הן בחינת סיירוס חולו, because the strings of the tzitzis are the aspect of Cyrus. So here the hair, they are resembling, symbolizing hair, or the hair is represented by the tzitzis. What does it mean? through the doing of the mitzvah of wrapping oneself with tzitzis, with the talis. The talis that has the tzitzis, the strings on it. Two kinds of lights are being drawn down by the man doing a mitzvah of lisatev b'tzitzis, to wrap himself in the talis. The first one is a light, a spiritual light, which is called Or Makif, that is compared to the talis that surrounds and wraps the gufa Adam, the body of the person around. And about this, the pasuk says, Torah Or kasalma, that Hashem wraps himself with light like a garment, like we wrap ourselves with the talis, which is Or Elyon, which is makif the entire world in a manner of salma and levush, in a garment. Like the garment is not internalized in the body, it surrounds the body. So too the light that is brought down through the talis is Or Makif that surrounds the soul, and it's not internalized. And it's also called Levushei Kislag Chivar, that the levush of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is like white snow. We know already that white represents Keter or infinity. It is formlessness, no color yet, the whiteness, Lavan. The second thing that we are mamshich down to the mitzvah of putting on lit asef b'tzitzis, to put on talis, is through the strings of the tzitzis that bring down what Yecheskel calls the divine hair, that is called Se'ar Eshei Ke'amar Nekah. It is the hair of the head of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to speak. It's not a physical head, Chas v'shalom. It's like clean wool, which is, what does it mean, the hair? The hair represents tremendous tzimtzumim. It represents Or Pnimi, which means diminishing of the divine light, of the infinite divine light, to such an extent that it can be now contained in limited kelim. And that is tremendous tzimtzum, requires tremendous tzimtzumim. As we say, Leodia gvurosa v'kvod adam malchuso, malchus, as we say, involves gvuros, with something or eloki, that it should be able to be invested in kelim and to be defined. And for that, the Or Eloki has to be really, really mitzumtzam tremendously in a manner of what is called tzimtzum, which means a leap, a gap. It's like the skull that creates a separation between the brain, which is the source of life from where the hair grows, and the hair outside the skull. And the skull creates such a tzimtzum between the tremendous chayos of the brain and the diminished little trickle of chayos in the hair, to the extent that the hair grows and is still alive, it still grows, but if you cut it, you don't even feel pain. So little the chayos is. And that is the Or Pnim, it is called Cyrus, Tzimtzumim. So this Atev Batitzis is wrapping with the talis, and the strings brings the Or Makif to become Or Pnimi. Ba'derech ze kol mitzvos, and so to all mitzvahs, that each mitzvah, through the action of the mitzvah, that hints to the type of spiritual light that is brought down. Like the talis that hints on Or Makif and the strings on Or Pnimi. V'chen, and so too, HaTorah. על ידי עסק התורה בגשמיוס, שנסלבשה בעניינים גשמיים, נמשך אור תורה העליון הרוחניס שמדברת בעניינים רוחניים. Through us engaging ourselves with Torah, the way it is nislabesh begashmius. When you learn the halachos, we're all talking about what happened if light was turned on Shabbos, or if this behema is kosher or not kosher, or if bull gored the other, a person or another animal. It's all Torah begashmius, nitlabsha binyanim gashmim. Really, when we learn that Torah, what we bring down is the light of the divine Torah, the way it is part of our Ein Sof, that talks about inyanim Ruchnim. We talk about Inyanim Gashmim, which hint to Inyanim Ruchnim. Really, it's the other way around. The Torah is medaberes beruchnim veromezet legashmim. It really, Torah talks about Ruchnius, but also it comes down to be expressed as simanim, as tzionim, as marks in the Gashmius as well. והרי התורה והמצוות גשמיוס הם סימנים וציונים. So comes out that the Torah and mitzvahs gashmius that we do here, they are pointers, they are markers, pointers, representations of the ruchnis, להרוחניוס, ובהן ועל ידן, and with them and through them, through learning Torah and doing mitzvahs, נמשך אור התורה והמצוות מרוחניוס לגשמיוס. Through engaging in the mitzvah of learning Torah and all the other mitzvahs, we are actually mamshich, the spiritual light of Torah and mitzvahs from ruchnius to gashmius. So our Torah and mitzvahs are Tzion, are Tzion, simanim, tzionim to the ruchnius in Torah and mitzvahs. And through learning Torah and mitzvahs, we are mamshich, the light of Torah and mitzvahs, from the spiritual world to this physical world. והן הן בחינס מקור להיות בחינס מקום וזמן. And the performance of Torah and mitzvahs are the source for the existence of the aspect of space and time. Which means when we say, Yimloch Hashem Elokach Leolam, Elokach Tzion Ledor Bador, as we said before, that means that to reveal the Malchus of Hashem, that He should be revealed everywhere and every time, in all time, all the time, time and space. This is through Elokach Tzion. It's Elokach Tzion, it's your God Tzion. What does it mean? The Torah and Mitzvahs Gashmim that we do down here. Tzion is the physical Torah and Mitzvahs in this physical world. That through them, Or Torah and the Mitzvahs comes down from Ruchnius to Gashmius. So how does it become Elokayach? Through Tzion, through doing Torah and Mitzvahs in this physical world. Through this, the Malchus of Hashem gets revealed. ועל דבר זה תקנו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה ברכוס המצווס לפני כל מצווה. And on this, our sages established, זיכרונם לברכה, or blessed memory, established the brachas that precede every mitzvah. ברוך אתה and so on. כי ברוך מלשון המבריך הגפן. ברוך means להברich את הגפן, to bring down, like הברחת הגפן, when you want to multiply a vine bush, you want to make another one. You take a branch of the vine, you bring it down all the way to the earth, you dig into the earth and you cover it, and then a new one comes up. So that's called המבריך הגפן, שכופף ראש הזמורה לארץ, that he bends down the edge of the branch all the way, he pulls it down all the way to the earth, ומשם צומח גפן אחר. And from there another grapevine will grow. והיינו, בחינס השפעה והברכה, מעולם ועד עולם. So the objective, the subjective of the goal of the brachas is to bring down the light from the higher world to the lower world. So through mitzvahs we bring the divine light down here, and through this the Malchus of Hashem gets revealed. So now we understand why Rabbeinu Zichronam Livracha established the mitzvahs before the doing of the brachas, before doing of the mitzvahs, because the nosach habracha is Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam. That means Baruch means to bring down Hamshacha, Abracha. And so too the end of bracha is that the mitzvah will cause the divine light to come all the way down. לכן כסיב גבי יוסף ויקראו לפניו אברך. That's why Yosef הצדיק was called אברך, מלשון להבריך את הגפן, ברכה, לפי שהיה צדיק, because he was a צדיק, המקשר ומשפיע, that connects and is nurturing and משפיע ומבריח מעולם ועד עולם, and he connects from one world, interlocks or interconnects from one world to the other. So Yosef HaTzadik is called Avrech, also מלשון הברכה והמשכה. He's Tzadik Elyon, and Tzadik Yesod Olam. Yosef represents Midas HaYesod, Tzadik Yesod Olam, which is the end of his kashrus. Yosef HaTzadik is Mekasher. It bonds and connects the higher world with the lower world. And he's mashpia, spiritual or. From the higher world, מעולם ועד עולם. From the higher world to the lower world. ועניין ברכה זו, הוא להיות המשכה והברכה מעולם ועד עולם, כדי להיות גילוי מלך העולם. So the inyan of the bracha is to bring this light from the higher world to the lower world, so there should be a gilui of the king of the world. להיות בחינת עולם בבחינת מלך. That it should be, the world should be a world of a king, דהיינו שיהיה גילוי מלכוסו יתברך. That the malchus of Hashem should be revealed, נראה לעין כל העולם. That should be seen to the eye of the whole world. שלא יהיה העולם בבחינת הלם ואסתר על בחינת המלוכה. That the world, olam, should not be olam milshon helem and Esther, should not conceal anymore over the divine kingship of divine malchus that creates and governs it all. So the goal of this hamshacha of kiyum mitzvos is to reveal the malchus of Hashem in this world, and this is what we say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, that instead of malchus to be inyan of helem and Esther, midas laila, as we learn through Torah and Mitzvos, we are megale malchus in the world. The malchus should not be hidden; it should be revealed, and this is what it means: Imloch Hashem leolam Elokaich Tzion. That through the Torah and Mitzvos, which is called Tzion, Torah and Mitzvos in this world, which is called Tzion or Tziyun, a mark for the higher lights, we megale the malchus in the world. וכדי, one moment, I'm almost done, and then you can ask, וכדי להיות גילוי זה, in order to create this revelation, אומרים ברוך, we say a bracha, ברוך, שיהיה ברוך ונמשך בחינס הוויה בבחינס אלוקינו. ברוך אתה השם הוויה אלוקינו. That הוויה should become our God, ומשם יצמח גילוי בחינס מלוכה. And from there, we bring the end from Ein Sof, from Havaya, to Elokeinu, our God, and that should govern us. Because Elokeinu, in terms of Melucha, Kemo Inyan Avrachas Hagefen Hanal, and we bring down the Malchus of Hashem, that will express Hashem himself, the King himself, like bringing down the vine. So in order to megale the malchus of Hashem lemata, there has to be a havracha and amshacha, bringing down into b'bchinas Elokeinu. As we explained before, v'afta es havai Elokecha, the goal is that Shem Havai, which is Or and Sof itself, should become Elokecha, your vitality, your power, your energy. And here too, the kavana is the inyan of havracha, Havracha v'hamshacha, is that the name Havaya will be nimshach in the aspect of Elokeinu. And then it's possible for the Malchus of Hashem to be revealed in the world. So to summarize and then questions, now we can explain the inyan of רוני ושמחי bas Tzion. The diuk is bas Tzion dafka. that Knesset Israel in time of Galus, the collective Jewish soul, the condition of the Jewish soul at time of Galus is called Bas Tzion, the daughter of Tzion. We didn't get tonight to the daughter of Tzion, we only got to Tzion. And next time, B'ezrat Hashem, we will get to the daughter of Tzion. And maybe we'll finish the Maimar next time, not promising. Maximum 2 shiurim, but maybe even next time, if you agree to stay a little longer. So, Tzion means Tzion, which means a siman, a sign, a pointer. And the mitzvahs are called Evarim, the Malka, the limbs, the organs of the king, because in each mitzvah there is a tochen ruchni, a spiritual content, the way the mitzvah is lemala in Or and Sof. And the mitzvah, the way we do it, the Gashmius, like tzitzis, with a physical wool, and tefillin on physical parchment, is only a tziyun, is only a siman, is only a sign to the ruchnius, to the spirituality that is drawn down through the fulfillment of the mitzvah. So we find that the gashmis of the mitzvahs are only simanim, are only signs to the ruchnius of the Torah and Mitzvos. And therefore, the Chachamim established Birkas HaMitzvahs, the brachas that we say before the mitzvah. We say Baruch Ata Hashem. Baruch means to bring down. Mavrich et hagefen. Avracha means to bring down, like bringing the branch of the vine down to be planted in the earth. That means that through the mitzvah, we mamshich the ruchnius of the mitzvah down in our earth, in our world. And through this, Hashem becomes Melech HaOlam, the king of the world, so the Bidas HaMalchus is now revealed.